In Victoria, at least 115 structures have been destroyed, but there are fears that that number could grow significantly after soaring temperatures brought the most catastrophic bushfire conditions since the Black Summer fires. 3 people who were previously believed unaccounted for in Longwood East have been found safe, while a man in his 60s has been found dead near Harcourt. His death is believed to not be directly related to the fires. There are multiple major areas of concern, with a new emergency warning issued late this morning for Cape Otway in the state's south along the Great Ocean Road. That's on top of the very large fires already burning in central Victoria and Walwa in the northeast at the New South Wales border. The state's Premier Jacinta Allen says well over 300,000 hectares of land has been burnt. 38,000 homes and businesses are without power.
Every district across the state is being forecast to hit a high fire danger rating today, which is why the CFA has also declared a statewide total fire ban up until midnight this evening. These are particularly centred around the fires at Walwa, Longwood, Wonnangatta and Ravenswood. As a consequence of the impacts of the fires yesterday, we anticipate that as at this morning there is well over 300,000 hectares of land has been burnt out, and that as at this morning too there's around 38,000 households and businesses that continue to be without power, and around 1,000 of those households are for people who are power dependent.
Victoria's Premier has declared a state of disaster covering 18 local government areas. That gives authorities additional powers to respond to the disaster and evacuate affected residents. The Country Fire Service says 3 firefighting personnel have been injured since yesterday. This is an unfolding situation. We will, of course, have ongoing coverage of the bushfires throughout this afternoon here on the ABC News channel. You can, of course, also tune into your local ABC radio and on the ABC Listen app. Let's head to our reporter Stephanie Ferrier now, who is at the Relief Centre in Seymour, which is near the Longwood blaze. Steph, take us through what's happening where you are. A lot of people evacuated to that centre over the last couple of days.
Yes, they certainly have, and there has been a real sense of concern and despair here among some of the people that we've spoken to who haven't wanted to go on camera because they're just a little bit too devastated about the fact that they believe that their homes have been destroyed by this blaze. But quite a few people have been leaving here at the Relief Centre, which is about 100 kilometres north of Melbourne CBD, to try to get back and see whether or not they can find out exactly what has gone on. One of the people I spoke to earlier, his name's Andrew, and he was talking about the fact that unfortunately he knows that his home has been lost. He doesn't know what's happened to 600 of his sheep, and also his neighbour who was staying behind to try to defend their property, and he's really concerned about whether or not his neighbour is still safe and well. He hasn't been able to get in touch in terms of communications. That's something that we're hearing a lot from people here, their concerns about the communication and also just generally the infrastructure as well. Now, earlier on we spoke to somebody who is from the township of Euroa. Now, that's probably about 85 or so kilometres north east of where I'm standing, and Courtney Hamill runs the local shop in Euroa. She was also trying to defend her property as best she could, but she has also managed to keep her shop open to be able to provide much needed water and supplies for the locals and fire crews, and this is what she had to say.
So we've spoken to some of our suppliers to try and get truckloads of electrolyte type drinks and water bottles up here. Of course, the hume's been shut, so it's hard for those supplies to get in. We did manage to get bread this morning. Hopefully there'll be some more water today, but we just do the best that we can. No one's going to go hungry. No one's going to go thirsty as long as we're here, and yeah.
That's Courtney Hamill, who runs the store in Euroa, speaking on the ABC just a little while ago. And as she said, everybody is just doing the best that they can at the moment. There are plenty of people here to help those that have been displaced at the relief centre as well. And we are hearing from some who hope that the lower temperatures might at least ease some of those conditions, but they're still very much concerned about what they're actually going to go back to.